What's going on? Oh, hey, it's just me and Matt chilling together. So before this video starts, I just want to preface that most of this video was recorded in October of last year because this video was supposed to come out on Halloween last year, but due to events around that time, it didn't happen. I'll discuss it in this video, but without any further ado, enjoy the video! Ho ho ho! Merry Christmas. I can't believe this. Why is there a Christmas tree on Halloween? You're telling me you wouldn't be fooled by this as well? There is no room to judge me for this miscalculation. Although you can judge me for thinking that Nightmare Before Christmas was a Halloween movie. You can't lie though, you thought the same exact thing when you were younger. And by younger, I mean 20. That's how old I was when I found out. Luckily, these two holidays don't mix that often. It's pretty good. It'd be kind of weird if a place like, let's say, Spirit Halloween were to have like a Christmas store. Back when I was a young lad, I would watch this Halloween special, and you know, recently I haven't really thought about it. And by recently, I mean over the last 10 or so years. I haven't thought about this thing one bit. Not at all. Because this thing just escapes my mind. It's not something that I necessarily think about all too often. But in the last couple months, I have been thinking about this film because I have just recently rediscovered it. This film that I am talking about today is The Haunting Hour. I mean, maybe I would talk about that one day. But I'm not talking about that one, though. I actually am talking about a specific movie today, and this movie is called Scary Godmother. This was originally a comic book series created by Jill Thompson, which we can congratulate her for creating this thing because we all watched this specific special on Cartoon Network in the 2000s to the early 2010s when we were growing up. And back when I watched it as a kid, I thought it was so dang cool. Just everything about this movie, the art style, the animation. I mean, for the 2003, it was pretty good. It was not bad. It was so good, in fact, that I bought it on DVD.
Whoa.
Now, I know what you'll say. Connor, you don't gotta buy this on DVD. You could just watch it on YouTube for free. And while I understand that, on this channel, it's been a running theme for my movie videos, which this will be the third one. So maybe at some point won't be a running theme. But so far, the running theme is that I buy a DVD for the movie I'm talking about. Like, for example, I bought The Little Ghost at Goodwill, and then I bought Noobs at this movie store in Denton, Texas. But this one, in particular, I bought it for $30 on eBay.
What the
It was a little expensive. I understand. It was kind of a stupid purchase, again, because I could just watch it on YouTube for free. But look, I have a CRT back there. I got a DVD player with it. Let me have my fun. Funny thing is that with WeMC, I could have just watched it on here the whole time. I didn't have to buy the DVD. This is so stupid. But with this intro out of the way, let's just jump right into it. Let's jump right into Scary Godmother, the Spooktacular, or whatever the hell it's called. We start by looking over the town. The children are trick-or-treating and having fun with, walking with their friends and wearing fucking stupid costumes. Oh my god! Dude, slow the fuck down. We see one of Hitler's favorites running towards this girl at a graveyard, and what do you know? These are our first two main characters. The girl's name is Katie, and the guy's name is Daryl. Daryl? You called your kid Daryl? I feel like that's one of those names that you do not call a baby. For example, like Bob or Lakin. I only brought up Lakin because of this image. This is still one of the most batshit baby name lists I've ever seen in my life. Katie points out that Daryl's costume is a piece of candy, and he says this for why he's wearing it.
I figure when people see me, I'll make the candy they give out look small. So they'll overcompensate by giving us more. Smart, huh? Brilliant.
And here comes Bert. What the fuck is up with these names? Bert? Daryl? Katie's fine. I'm not understanding this. So you know what, Bert? I'm not going to call you Bert anymore. I'm going to call you Kevin. You are Kevin in my mind and in this video. So everybody call him Kevin. Do not call him Bert.
What are you supposed to be?
I'm a baseball player in his SUV. It's loaded with all the options, including anti-lock brakes and an atomic-powered laser cannon.
Well, that's definitely creative, Kevin. We see a figure peering from the grave, and yeah, that's Jimmy. He's wearing a devil costume, and frankly, that's pretty on par with what his character is in this movie. He is a little fucking devil, and I want to fucking shoot him in the head. Okay, maybe we're maybe not going to go that far. And then last but not least, we have Hannah, the actual main character of this movie. You could tell because she has eyes. The rest of the characters don't. They have rabbit shit for eyes. I mean, I understand the distinction, but you could have just given the other kids eyes.
My parents are giving out big candy bars for trick or treat. I brought one for everyone.
Katie's parents fucking rule, man. Dude, I had a friend as a kid who had a grandmother that would give all of us full-size candies for Christmas. You know, that's not Christmas. I'm so caught off guard because I'm just wearing Santa costume and I have a Christmas tree right here. It's such a stupid fucking bit. I meant Halloween, if you didn't know. But you know what? I hope she isn't dead. I really hope not, because she's a very sweet lady, as far as I know.
I can get my own Halloween candy. I don't need any baby's help.
Man, fuck you, Jimmy. Jimmy starts monster dialogue and Hannah gets freaked out and kills him. The kids start doing a flashback scene, which really doesn't matter. And then Jimmy gets the kids all together, apart from Hannah, to devise a plan to keep Hannah in what we call the quote-unquote spook house.
Well, if you're a big kid, you won't be afraid to trick-or-treat the spook house.
And by keeping the spook house, I mean ditch her. They want to ditch this little girl in the spook house.
We all want lots of candy, don't we?
Well, I don't know.
So we'll scare her, and she'll run home, and then we can do what we want, okay?
They're little freakazoids. They only get her to do this because she wants to be a big kid, which makes sense because she's like 7 years old. But still, this is not something that they should be doing. Despite being afraid, she walks into the spook house and the kids go to scare her.
Hannah, look! The owner's ghosts! Over there!
Leave your candy!
I will say though, Jimmy's hand puppets are like almost unreal. He has a clear talent and maybe he should take that up in the future instead of being like this. Just being honest with you, Jimmy, you gotta do it. The kids lock Hannah inside of the spook house and she starts to have a nervous breakdown because, I mean, let's face it, any of us would have the same reaction if we were stuck in a house like that. But out in the corner, we see a little figure showing up, and what do you know? It's the Scary Godmother. Or as I call her, Halloween Miss Frizzle. I mean, I don't really have any reason to call her Miss Frizzle because they don't really have a lot of similarities apart from being redheads, but like, just allow me to do it. Plus, she brought a ghost cat named Boozle. Yes, the cat's name is Boozle. It's a little ghost cat, though. I mean, look at the thing. Look at the thing. I love the little ghost cat. The design is very good, and it looks very precious. She's appeared for Hannah, but Hannah's too much of a little bitch to notice what's in front of her. I'm sorry. That may have been a little too rude for Hannah. I'm going to be honest. I do like her. She is a cool kid. She stops crying and wonders who Scary Godmother is, but Scary Godmother tells her that she is her Scary Godmother.
Say hello to your scary godmother.
It's like the Fairy Godparents, right? Just like that. I'm going to stop calling her Scary Godmother. I'm going to be honest, dude. I cannot keep on calling her that the rest of this film. So you know what? I am going to call her Valerie from now on. I'm only calling her Valerie because that is what Miss Frizzle's name is from the Magic School Bus. Valerie asks Hannah why she's scared, and Hannah says that she's just scared because of monsters.
Monsters.
Monsters?
So naturally, Valerie flies Hannah to the little Halloween world to meet her monster friends. I'm not too certain if this is the right decision. I understand what this is for because Valerie doesn't want Hannah to be scared of monsters anymore, but like, your first reaction to a child telling you that she is scared of monsters is to bring her to see monsters? it doesn't really seem like Valerie is much of an empath. They start flying through the sky, and somehow Hannah stops being scared and is having fun flying thousands of feet in the air. I will give it to her. She is a lot more resilient than I thought. Many of us could learn from her. Plus, she isn't even scared of these spooky-ass jack-o'-lantern lightning clouds. I mean, I would be scared as shit flying through those things, but Hannah is just fucking thugging it out. They fly into the Halloween dimension, and may I say, I love how this looks. These are 3D figures flying to a 3D house in a 2D drawn comic book outline background. Outline? It isn't an outline. These are fully drawn things. Plus, the inside of the house is so sick. This is awesome to look at. We cut back to the kids laughing outside of the spook house because, you know, Hannah is stuck in there, assumingly crying, but she's not there. And they don't know that yet. So I say yet as if they ever figured that out. They never figured that out. Cut back to Valerie's house, and we see this flamboyant ass skeleton come out of the closet. And his name is Scully. And he's got his little top hat on and his little bow tie on. Who is this diva? Was that funny? They start talking about the little Halloween party that they're gonna throw today because it's Halloween, and Hannah talks about how she is scared of monsters being there.
I don't know. Scary Godmother said that there will be monsters at the party, and I'm scared of monsters.
Scully explains to Hannah there are good and bad monsters.
You see, Hannah, monsters are a lot like spiders. Some are real nice, and some are not so nice. But all of them are creepy and crawly.
Way to kill the kid, man. While they're getting ready for Halloween, we go back to the real world where we see the delinquents not participating in Halloween at all. I don't know why they've decided to just stay outside of the spook house because their whole plan was to ditch Hannah, but they're still out there. I think they're wanting to see some kind of reaction from her, but they're not going to get one. Again, their whole plan was to ditch her for Halloween. I don't know why they're still there.
If you pick first, then you won't need to trade with me all the time.
I like trading with you, Daryl. I never know what I want until you pick it out first.
That's how me and my girlfriend are. While Kevin is stopping PDA,
Breaker, we've lost contact with Katie and Daryl. Please advise Houston, over.
we return to the Halloween dimension to see the first guests of our party. Oh my god, what is that?
A monster!
Only to his mother.
What the fuck? Here we see Harry. Get it? Because he's hairy. He is a British werewolf. The worst kind of werewolf. And he immediately starts searching for food.
Smells emanating from the goodie plate, I believe. You won't mind if I just sample the delicacies, do you?
This is his whole character, so get used to it.
Oh, don't be coy, my dear. I'm really a huge fan.
You know who she is?
Of course! It's Ophelia St. Tartar, who played the Princess of Ectoplasmania in episode 42 of The Spectral Six.
This dude is really a dumbass. We get a jump scare of Valerie, and then she goes into second person dialogue describing how to make this sandwich, and then shoves it into Harry's mouth.
Voila!
Here comes the second guests of the night, or should I say family. The family of vampires. They are royal vampires, I guess. Their names being Count Max, Ruby, and Orson. Max and Ruby? I like these guys already.
I don't sleep in a coffin at all.
You're homeless?
That was a really funny joke right there. Actually, that was a good one. I'm not going to lie to you. It sounds like I'm reading this off a script. Because I am, but I'm not lying. That was a good one. The kids run to the kitchen and kill Scully, but push back Harry. Harry sees food and he gets too lost in the sauce to recognize that he's about to run headfirst into doors. The party starts and Max puts Harry to sleep because Harry is a gooner and he talks too much.
But it's better. Some peace and quiet.
Holy fuck, what is that? Well, the monster's name is Bugaboo, a giant monster that scares kids. You know, like Monsters, Inc. or something. Even though the comics for Scary Godmother came out before Monsters, Inc. So, Pixar, you got some explaining to do. Hannah is scared of Bugaboo, which makes Bugaboo sad.
He's big and mean and scary looking.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to ruin the party. Maybe I should go.
Why the fuck did you make him sad, Hannah? Bugaboo is a sweet guy with a fucking heart of gold. Why did you fucking do that? Hannah stops him and says that he's not mean, but he's just big and scary, which makes Bugaboo blush.
Big and scary is right.
Aw, you're just trying to butter me up.
The party starts for real this time, and we see every character in the house dance. Welcome back to the real world, guys, where the dumbass fucking kids are where Halloween has ended and the dumbass fucking kids are still waiting fucking outside for Hannah to come out of the house.
Gotta go in and get Hannah. She's gotta be scared to death by now.
What the hell is these kids' problem? What's going on with them? Dude, you wanted to ditch Hannah, and yet...
Oh, we gotta wait here to see what she's doing.
Dude, just go inside. Go inside the house, man! The kids start voting for a group leader, because naturally that's what children do, but who gives a fuck about that? The folks back in Halloween dimension are dressing up a slumbering Harry. Wait, hold on, I got a little something for you there. There you go. And while Max is talking about modesty in the current century, Harry wakes up and immediately runs for food.
Too modern and too little for my tastes. You can practically see her ankles.
As I was saying, snacks.
That fat ass.
I am simply no good at parties. Look at the others. Conversing with ease, I feel out of touch, and then I get self-conscious.
Man, you know what? Me and Max are one and the same. You know, this is why I don't go out to parties and why I don't really have friends and why I don't really socialize in the first place. Harry's fat ass ate all the food, so they're deciding to go get pizza, but Max has second thoughts.
Pizza.
Plus, when Harry decides that he wants to order garlic pizza, Max comes up to him and just wants to kill him.
Are you a maniac? Are you trying to poison my family?
That would have been the cherry on top if he actually killed him.
You eat pizza with cheese and olives?
Yeah, I like olives, so?
So? So what? Olives are gross. Period. Let's stop talking about olives. We don't like them around here. Bugaboo used to be my favorite. Now, he's demoted to my second favorite. Just because of that. Who's my first favorite? I don't know. Back in the real world, the kids are still waiting outside for Hannah. Why? Your whole plan was to ditch her.
Monsters! You guys are candy! I'm too young to die!
These kids are just as much of pussies as Hannah is. Or at least she was a pussy, because it seems like she's cool with monsters now. So these kids are even more pussies than she is. The little girl, Jimmy, you're a pussy. Everyone there is a pussy. You too, Kevin.
Save Hannah! I'm driving my SUV out of here before the monsters show up!
But like seriously, especially Jimmy, but we'll get there when we get there. Jimmy keeps on telling the gang that, well, monsters aren't real, and they certainly aren't in that house. But the other kids are still yapping about monsters being real and being in that house.
And maybe the monsters are going to burst out of there any second and eat every kid in the whole world.
What are you talking about?
So Jimmy just decides to slap the shit out of all of them. It's pretty funny. Back in the Halloween dimension, Valerie gets pizza for the house, and the pizza is $200.
$200 in pizza?
Sure.
Which, yeah, I mean, that's a lot of money. But it's either she gives the guy $200 or she sells her soul.
Of course, you could oversign for it.
No.
You know, there are people out there that would sell their soul for 12 pizzas. I mean, you know, at least they should have took Harry to do that. Harry should have sold his soul, because look at him. He's taking all the fucking pizzas. Also, on top of that, he doesn't even have any money to put in the $200 pot. He's just a fat fucking loser. The gang starts searching Bugaboo's body for change that could add up to $200 from him laying under beds all day, and they somehow come up with the $200 just from finding it in his body.
I got some too. That'll do it.
It's incredible that Bugaboo could have all this money just from hiding under kids' beds all day and scaring them. I should really get into that business. Imagine me hiding under here, you know, and I'm just like, boo! Ah! Harry's about to walk away with all the 12 extra large pizzas like a fat fucking loser does, but then Valerie rings him back, and now he has no pizzas at all.
I had half ashes, half green peppers.
Ha! Loser! Before Hannah leaves the Halloween dimension, she brings up Jimmy's name, which Bugaboo's like, oh shit, he's one of the kids on my scare route.
Wait a minute. Is this that same Jimmy that said I like to gobble up little girls? Then it's the same Jimmy that's on my route. I scare him silly every other Thursday.
See, Jimmy is scared of monsters, like just as much as Hannah. He's a scared little bitch. Hannah tells Valerie that Jimmy is more than likely waiting for her outside that house, so Valerie deceives a plan with the whole gang to go scare the shit out of those kids.
I think it's time we taught those big kids a lesson.
The kids go inside the house and encounter Orson, which none of them believe that he's a vampire, but Kevin sure does.
Just for the record, I think you're a real vampire.
But Jimmy tries to call his bluff, and then Orson's like, well, I got my parents. Meet them. Parents scare the kids, and then here comes zesty-ass Scully trying his best to do the same thing.
Gonna serve you for kids on a plate!
I did not need a close-up of her uvula screaming. Then the kids run into Harry, which Harry only attacks Daryl because Daryl is wearing a candy costume and Harry thinks that he is an actual piece of candy.
Candy!
He's just such a fucking idiot. Valerie makes the kids run into the basement and Bugaboo scares them. Only for Hannah to come down the stairs of the basement with a flashlight, and Bugaboo is faking being defeated from that flashlight.
Not the light of a flashlight. Oh, my eyes! My eyes!
Just so everybody thinks that Hannah is a leader and a I almost said martyr. She's not a martyr. But she is a leader. Jimmy is the classic kid that is trying to be all tough and strong on the outside, but is a little bitch like the rest of us on the inside.
Little babies believe in monsters, okay? We don't. We're the big kids, right? Save me, Hannah!
Hannah flashes her light at the others plus Harry, who makes it super fucking dramatic for no reason. It's probably a thing British people do.
I die. I flail. Then I die.
The kids run out, and Hannah thanks the monsters for helping her do this, and Valerie gives her a key to the Halloween dimension so that she can come back anytime she wants. Which actually, I'll say this, the Halloween dimension, by what Valerie says, is called the fright side. Maybe it's just like, oh, this is the fright side of the real world or some bullshit. I don't know. I'm still gonna call it the Halloween dimension. The monsters kill Harry in the end.
How many closer? Bugaboo, Bugaboo, I'll fight you!
That's it.
Sweet Life on Deck will be back in a splash on Disney Channel's Monstober.
If you put a pumpkin seed under your pillow, do you think it'll grow? I wonder. You could always try it, but I think you'll find it might do better in the garden.
Did I scare you? Come on, be honest with me. So this video actually has a sponsor, and the sponsor is myself. So I'm gonna need y'all to run up those numbers. Basic YouTuber thing. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to say that also at the end of this video. I wanted to put it in here. So, you know, if you have gotten this far and you haven't done either of those things, what are you doing? But on top of that, I'm not sure if this video is gonna do so great because it isn't in season. You know, granted, the 2 movie videos that I have are my highest viewed videos on the channel. So thank you for that, but also I don't think this one will do too bad, but just in case. If you checked out my last video, which was a Car Talks video, which when I put out this one should have been maybe a couple of weeks ago, it is about stuff in October. I was supposed to release this video at Halloween. It didn't happen, obviously, because now it's May. Like, comment, subscribe, all right? Cool. Now we are getting into the next movie. Ooh! So why am I talking about the second one when I just talked about the first one? Shouldn't I just split these up into separate videos? No! It's not how I'm gonna do it. I'm better than that. And the reason why I'm better than that is because I hate myself and I want to push these two together so then I don't have to think about this duology anymore. I even have the second one on DVD, but it has disc rot. Yeah, I bought it on eBay sealed new, so obviously a DVD that is 19 years old is going to have disc rot because it's never been played. Should I have known this? Yes. I should have known this before I spent another $30 on a Scary Godmother DVD. I've put about $70 into the hole for Scary Godmother DVDs. Please subscribe or something. I spent a lot of money doing this. Also, I'm not wearing the Santa costume for the rest of this video. It was too hot and too itchy. Okay, I bought it from Walmart for 50 bucks. It's not exactly the best quality. Without further ado, let's get into Scary Godmother, The Revenge of Jimmy! We start the special by showing every single character that's starring in this special. Why are we starting it that way? What's going on?
What are you doing up here?
My dear Scary Godmother!
Oh. Well, I guess Harry is controlling the special. This is easily my worst nightmare. And I mean he's legitimately controlling the special. He's calling out to the audience and everything.
Gentle viewers, let's hear it for Scary Godmother!
Valerie presses a button on the board that shows the 12 extra large pizza scene from the last special because Harry has a promise that he has to keep.
Help me in the pumpkin patch. You'll knit spider webs, clean the tombs. Oh yes, you'll probably have tonight paid off by Halloween next year. Enjoy your pizza.
Oh, right.
The existence of these buttons means that Harry also edited the last movie, so why did he make himself look so bad in the last movie? Do you think he intentionally did that, or do you think he's just so fucking stupid? Because I am leaning more towards the latter. Also, what do the other buttons show on the board? And why is he editing the special? Who allowed Harry to edit these specials? There's so much going on in this scene that it would take a whole video just to theorize what these buttons do and why Harry is even controlling this whole thing. There's a lot of questions that I need answered. Regardless of the implications, Harry starts sharing a tale of a young boy who is scared of monsters. And that young boy is Jimmy.
Whoa, we open our tale with poor Jimmy.
As we've established in the last special, Jimmy is absolutely terrified of monsters. Harry speaks on how Jimmy hates Halloween now because he believes that the existence of monsters is true. So he thinks that they're going to come back and scare him again.
Jimmy lives in fear because he knows on Halloween the monsters will come back.
Honestly, I kind of can't believe that they gave Jimmy PTSD. I'm pretty shocked that he took the last part of the last special so seriously that he now has developed PTSD for these monsters specifically on Halloween. I kind of do feel bad for him. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, he even has nightmares of Bugaboo eating him. It's that bad. The gang walks into the room to see what's wrong with Jimmy, and it sets off his monster trap.
Jimmy, are you okay?
The kids are curious as to why he did this, so he pulls down a crude drawing of what could happen.
Monsters can't stand the light, so I sleep with the lights on. And I made that flashlight trap. Number 2, monsters like to sneak up on you, so I put balloons on the floor. When they pop, I know they're here. And finally, monsters hide under your bed and in your closet. So I removed the under from my bed, and I got rid of everything in my closet. Nothing for them to hide behind.
So a couple things. Firstly, he specifically draws Bugaboo on the crude example because Bugaboo has Jimmy on his scare route. so they're pretty well acquainted. Secondly, he doesn't wear any other outfits apart from this one now. I mean, he could have just put his clothes onto the desk or something like that. Why did he just throw away all of his clothes from his closet? It doesn't make any sense.
I've got a list of the houses that just give out full-size chocolate bars. We'll need our bikes, but I think the extra effort will be worth it. We need to avoid the taffy district and that cul-de-sac that gives out toothbrushes.
All right, Daryl. Daryl has it fucking locked down. I respect his game. Jimmy wants to boycott Halloween, though, so I guess he won't be going out trick-or-treating with the kids.
This year, we're boycotting Halloween.
What?
And obviously, the hooligans think he's bullshitting them, so they leave.
Fine!
We cut to Hannah setting up Halloween decorations. No, Hannah! Please! You gotta go! There's a monster under your bed!
Tag, you're it.
Bugaboo!
Oh, false alarm. It's just Bugaboo. That's all. Hannah says that she's going to trick-or-treat with the other kids, and Bugaboo questions her because, you know, they locked her inside of the spook house last year and wanted to leave her stranded.
You pals with them now? But they tried to scare you last Halloween.
I mean, it makes sense why Bugaboo would be asking that question. Like, why would you want to do that?
And what's a holiday without scares?
Arbor Day.
What does that mean? Arbor Day is a secular day of observance in which individuals and groups are encouraged to plant trees. Okay. I guess it isn't much of a scary day, I just don't know why he brought it up.
To go to the Halloween dimension, Hannah uses the little key that Valerie gave her in the last special to go through a portal. Now, I'm a big fan of how this portal looks. There's just a bunch of Halloween stuff like costumes and shit in there. I think it's pretty cool.
Baking them until they're red and gold and perfectly crispy so they smell like fall and crunch just right when you jump into piles of them. You didn't think tree leaves change on their own, did you?
Did she just reveal something that we weren't supposed to know? I can almost guarantee that some of the kids that watched this special back then were probably fooled by this. Like, they probably asked their parents, like, oh, the autumn leaves are just baked by a witch. It isn't the turn of the season. This isn't because of the earth. It's because a witch cooks them. That's why, Mom and Dad. Get your facts straight. Harry gets dragged up from the basement because he's sleeping on his job, and of course he lies about doing said job.
Uh-huh. You've still got to paint the clouds into the sky.
What an insane job to do. Paint clouds in the sky? That's like somebody's real job in the Halloween dimension. It's either other people in the house, but they're doing that. They're painting the clouds in the sky. I just find that to be absolutely insane. We see Boozle come into the house and then throw up a slime monster with eyes and teeth. That is absolutely disgusting. All right, just for a second, notice how on the calendar the pumpkin for Halloween is so big. We'll be talking about that in a bit. We return to the real world where we see Jimmy at the dinner table muttering to himself that he hates Halloween.
I hate Halloween.
He gets served a plate of spaghetti that conveniently looks like Bugaboo, and he falls over. He is a little bitch. We have discussed this. And then he starts playing with his food. Well, actually just stabbing it. He wants to kill Bugaboo. But then while he's eating, he gets a call from Hannah.
Hello?
Hi, Jimmy. It's Hannah.
Hannah asks about if he wants to get pumpkins with the gang, and he says no. But then at the same time, he gets an idea. An idea so devilish, his face turns into one.
Uh-oh.
Jesus Christ, that is an ugly kid. I'm gonna be honest, this next scene really doesn't matter, but I'm just gonna put a still of the vampire family from the last movie and the vampire family from this movie. You can tell the difference between the animation, art style, whatever, right? You could tell. I don't know what happened in the last couple years. I'm not sure if they used up all of the budget on the first film, because this one just looks marginally worse. And I don't even mean just like visually, like the art style and such. I mean, even how they move and all that jazz. I mean, it just doesn't look as good as the last one. And that definitely sucks, because the last one had a lot of personality in it, but this one really doesn't have that personality. I'll get into more of it at the end of this video when I review it, but I'm just giving you all the comparison there.
Those of you watching of a more sensitive nature may wish to turn away for this next graphic scene of horticultural violence.
You should listen to Harry for this one because Jimmy actually kicks every single pumpkin at the pumpkin patch. And I'm not shitting you. Literally every single pumpkin at the patch, he kicks a hole in. And of course he hurt his foot in the process because I couldn't imagine kicking every single pumpkin in the pumpkin patch is going to make your foot feel good. I'm almost shocked that his foot didn't break in the process of kicking all of these. That is one strong ass kid, I'll tell you what. Night turns the day and we see the kids at the pumpkin patch where Jimmy ravaged all of those pumpkins. And sadly, I don't think they're going to be able to make any jack-o'-lanterns this year.
It's not broken. Someone just made them up for us.
Oh. Well, you know what? That is pretty convenient. It also seems like whenever Jimmy was kicking the pumpkins, he took out all the guts and seeds from it. Honestly, he did a good deed because now every single kid in the area is able to get these pumpkins and they're already gutted. They're already taken apart at the face. Yeah, man. Good for Jimmy, man. But before we got to this point, Katie says this.
But without jack-o'-lanterns, we can't have Halloween.
This causes the pumpkin on the calendar back at Valerie's house to shrink. The running theme for this special is to save Halloween from the danger. And the danger being this dipshit. And also, it seems the only time the pumpkin on the calendar ever grows or shrinks is whenever one of the kids says something bad about Halloween or good about Halloween. I don't know why they're the only ones that get to determine how Halloween goes, but apparently that's the case. I mean, maybe they're the only souls in this dimension to exist. I'm not going to put that part in, actually.
But what if, like, we sat on that for a second? Because let's genuinely think about this. Imagine if everybody in the Halloween world, especially Valerie, like, they thought up of these kids as, you know, the main characters. I'm mainly talking about the main characters. They thought up of these main characters, and then everybody else in this universe is just a figment of the child's imaginations because they're really pawns for the Halloween world. Like, for example, the kid that was running at the beginning of the movie that I told to slow the fuck down.
Oh my god! Dude, slow the fuck down!
Yeah, like that kid is fake. That kid doesn't exist in this world and is only there to serve as a pawn for these child's imaginations. I don't know really what I'm talking about right now. I was just editing for a little bit and just figured that this would be a funny little thing to put in there.
No matter though, we go back to the Halloween dimension and we see all of the pumpkins outside of Valerie's house go into the soil.
My jack-o'-lanterns!
But so do Bugaboo, Scully, and Harry.
Friendly UAV inbound.
Maybe we should keep Harry down there. That would be a good idea. But after what Hannah did to the pumpkin back then, all the pumpkins start coming back, and so does Harry. What the fuck? We were so close! Back in the real world, Jimmy overhears what the kids are saying while they're walking down the street.
As long as you've got candy and costumes, you've got Halloween.
Costumes and candy, of course.
Katie is giving him the wrong ideas. And you know what? Now he's acting out those ideas by going into this store after hours and vandalizing everything in the Halloween section.
Oh no! Someone wrote the word poison on all of this candy too. Yeah, and flammable on all the costumes, just like at all the other stores.
Excuse me? So you're meaning to tell me that a little boy went to every single store in the area with a Halloween section? Mind you, he could barely walk.
Ow.
And he vandalizes every single store in said area? Where the hell are the police? Like, this is a genuine felony that Jimmy committed. Like, he's going to serve jail time. Plus, he's doing this mostly because of Bugaboo. Like, I'm sorry, but Bugaboo should feel kind of bad for scaring him. All I'm saying, Bug, is that maybe you should stop scaring Jimmy because he is going to continue to do this every single year after this. He's going to, and you're not going to stop it. While Daryl is breaking down by there not being any Halloween candy, the pumpkin on the calendar shrinks again.
All of the candy is gone! It's game over, man! Game over!
Oh, that's so not good.
Now the Halloween dimension is just nothing, leaving the squad in dead space. Absolutely devastating for what Halloween could be this year. Boozle shows up in front of Hannah and throws up a hologram of Valerie. Gross again. But Valerie tells Hannah that she is the sole person that could save the Halloween dimension and Halloween in general.
We need you to keep Halloween alive! Help us, Hannah! You're our only hope!
This little girl that you met last year is your only hope? Really? For her? Boozle flies back into the mailbox with the kids in the back seeing it and definitely not questioning it whatsoever and acting as if this is normal reality. Hannah says they can make their own candy and treats and goes into second person dialogue to instruct all the children out there watching this special that they can make basically a s'more, but with a little jack-o'-lantern face on it. It's honestly pretty cute. They now decide to have a Halloween party at the spook house and to create their own costumes as well.
We made our own last year, and they were great!
Mine was pretty cool.
What the hell?
The kids come across the Joker while walking down the street and ask him if he's coming to the party. He says yes, maliciously, and the kids walk away, talking shit about his appearance.
Did he look creepy to you? It's Halloween! You're supposed to look creepy.
True.
Oh yeah, and also the Halloween dimension is back because the kids are excited about Halloween again. I am incredibly sorry, too, if this video seems like it's going by too quickly. There's just a lot of back and forth going on right now, and it's really speeding through the movie. There's not much I can really do about that. It seems like the pacing in this one so far is a lot quicker and worse than in the last one. They're just trying to cram in a bunch of shit. I don't really know why. That's what it seems like to me, though. But again, we're gonna wait until the review at the end of the video to talk about that. But whatever. Valerie dies in a Wizard of Oz way, and the others are sad about it, but Harry is overjoyed.
What a world! Hooray!
Harry's acting as if she's the enemy of his life, even though he's just a fat piece of shit that sucks and ruins everything.
My servitude is ended. It's enough to bring a creature to her.
He deserves all sorts of hell. But you know what? Valerie's actually alive, and she's showing her dogs. Put those things back in shoes, lady. The Joker turns creepier when he TPs the spook house, and Katie says the magical words that make the pumpkin shrink on the calendar again.
Halloween is ruined! Cancel over! Ruined! Cancel over!
Holy jumping spiders!
This has to be like multiple 9/11s for the Halloween dimension, right? Oh, and this is my personal 9/11 as well. Why are you showing me this? Put the clothes back on him, man. This is not what I want to see. This is my worst nightmare over and over. This is multiple 9/11s for my life. This isn't even just one. This is multiple. Well, Scully falls apart, Bugaboo shrinks, Valerie turns black and white, and the vampires turn pink? Pink? I just don't like anything to do with the scene at all. Back in the real world, Hannah says that the TP on the spook house looks like ghosts.
The house and trees look like little ghosts.
Which makes the kids happy and joyful that Halloween exists and makes the Joker mad. This also, once again, makes everything reappear in the Halloween dimension again. Even Harry's clothes, thank fucking God, I don't have to see him naked again. Also, if you're wondering, they will not be doing this bit for a fourth time. This is it. Thank God. Honestly, because doing it 3 times is a little too much. Also, I don't know why the kids say that they're gonna make new costumes because they're literally wearing the same costumes that they did from last year. Again, I'm almost certain that this movie's budget was cut after the last movie, so that's why the kids have the same costumes, because they're not gonna design new 3D costume models onto these children. I mean, if anything, just cut corners, I guess. So it makes sense that they would just leave the costumes from last year for this year, but also they, again, said that they were going to make costumes. They were going to make new costumes, and they're wearing the same costumes. It just kind of disappoints me.
Last year I was a baseball player driving his SUV. This year I'm a baseball player driving an electric car. Yeah, even pro athletes got to take care of the environment.
Very creative, Kevin. Very creative. Hannah uses the Halloween dimension key to, you know, go to the Halloween dimension, and the kids are just super cool with a portal just existing right in front of them. I really do not understand these children. I would have been scared shitless if I saw a portal right in front of me. The party starts and Harry pulls away with Katie to go dance with her. Get the fuck away from that child, Harry. Oh, for the love of all that's holy, the Joker has walked into the party. I have failed to mention that they left the door slightly open at the spook house, so of course the Joker was able to walk through the portal. Or maybe I didn't fail to mention that the door was left slightly open so the Joker could walk in, because I feel like y'all as an audience are smart enough to recognize that that was going to happen, and I feel like y'all have some good context clue usage. Obligatory dance scene commences, and I am not going to dance with them again. The Joker is trying to snatch the prize pumpkin, but Harry pushes him into a coffin, which doesn't allow the Joker to steal the prize pumpkin. This is the first good thing Harry has done in both of these specials. I'm going to skip over this scene, but throughout the movie, at least a few times, Orson has told his parents that he wants to be something else for Halloween instead of the Prince of the Night because, well, he's already the Prince of the Night in real life. But luckily this year, Hannah gets the parents to allow Orson to wear a different costume, and he decides to go as a cowboy. So yada yada yada, here we go. Yeah, that's yep, cool.
I owe you one.
You used your imagination and love of Halloween to save the day, and that's the greatest magic of all.
Cornball.
I feel like Scully did that so he would call them cornballs, which, to be honest, would be the funniest joke throughout these two specials. Looks like the Joker left his coffin because the prize pumpkin is missing. Oh no! Well, Harry finds him behind a couch and pounces on him because there's probably candy in the pumpkin. Bugaboo shows up to the party last minute, and the Joker scares him, and Bugaboo scares the Joker. I mean, I can understand that, because look at him. Holy Jesus. I think he's scarier looking than any monster that I've seen in this movie. Also, the Joker wins the costume contest because he scared Bugaboo.
Anyone who can scare Bugaboo deserves it.
It doesn't really make any sense. But he gets happy about scaring Bugaboo and turns back to normal.
Yeah.
Jimmy and Hannah break open the prize pumpkin and probably candy in the pumpkin. Alright. That's it.
Flew through the night. Happy Halloween to all, and to all a good fright.
Ride through the woods while the moon shines. Sipping dirty mud, call it moonshine.
Welcome back. Let's talk about these two specials because I do have some stuff to talk about. Not like too much because I am on a time crunch right now and the video is already as long as it is. Let's discuss the first one, which is playing right now. Look at that. It's not that cool. So the first special, I would say, is a quintessential watch if you are wanting to watch something around Halloween time. I think it's a good balance between being humorous and having a good story to tell, and also it has some good visuals, some good like early 2000s CGI visuals, and some pretty good 2D backgrounds and such in the film. I think it is very nice, and I would give it a watch during each and every Halloween season for the foreseeable future. It's just a nice kid special. I think it's one of the better Halloween specials for children. Just go check it out. I mean, I feel like if you're here, you've already seen the special, but if you haven't seen the special and you're just watching the video for pure entertainment, one, thank you. But two, I would suggest to go watch it. It is a very good kid special. And I just think it's a good time. As far as the second special goes, I would say to stay away from that one because honestly, it is a far cry from the first special, and not to mention, it is just not great. Like, it could have been way better than it was. I think visually, it's a huge downgrade from the first one, and I think story-wise, humor, yada yada, I just think it's not great. I think the writing is pretty poor on the second one. I think it looks pretty poor, and all of the above. I mean, it is just a poor second special. It's not great. I would stick to the first one if I were you. If you really want to watch the second one, then go for it. I'm not going to stop you, but I just want to give my opinion. It's not great. But overall, I think that both of these specials are decent. Again, the first one is way better than the second one, but if you wanted to watch the both back to back, I would say that together they are just decent. I think they're just fine. For kids entertainment, I do think that it is up there. There's a lot of good kids entertainment, don't get me wrong, but it's as far as like Halloween specials go, you either got this or Charlie Brown. I mean, that's really it. I know there's other stuff out there. You don't gotta tell me, you don't gotta press me in the comments, but I'm just saying it's either this or Charlie Brown for me. So just go watch the first one. Don't watch the second one. And for the last thing, I know back in October, I was supposed to release this video specifically on Halloween, but because of what I talked about in my last Car Talks episode, which did very poor, you should go watch it. From what I talked about, obviously this didn't come out until right now, and I could have released it a little earlier this year, maybe like January, February, but I think that the time frame would have been pretty bad, because then it would have been like, why are you releasing a Halloween video in January? Why didn't you just release it in October, or just wait till October to release it? I was waiting for a middle ground, and honestly, I found this middle ground to be pretty good. I think May 31st is a pretty good date to put it out, especially because people are talking about like Summerween on Instagram and shit. So I think this is a fairly decent time to release this video. But I am just very happy and very proud of myself for getting this out, because honestly, I didn't think that I was going to be able to after what had happened, and I thought that I was just going to throw this out. I was never going to think about it again, and then I was just going to move on to the next thing. But I am very proud of myself for just going out, completing it, trying my best, and I think I got a better product out of it because of that, because I think that if I had released this on October 31st last year, I don't think it would have been as good, because I would have been super rushed. But since I waited this long to release it, I think it is, again, a better product because of it. There's no time constraints at all, so I was very happy about that. But if you still are here watching the video, I really do appreciate you. You are the best. You are the best. And you know the rest. Leave a like if you like, and please don't cry. I'm not Anthony Fantano, but like, comment, subscribe, helps with the algorithm, man. I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.